Cerberus, the mythical monster that no one could escape, the most fearsome creature in Greek mythology. There's a creature so terrifying, so deeply intertwined with the very concept of death, that just hearing its name sends chills down your spine. This beast isn't a myth you simply read about in books. It's a legend passed down for millennia, a creature that guards the very gates of the underworld itself. Its name is Cerberus, a three-headed dog, each head representing a different aspect of fear and mortality. But what if I told you this terrifying guardian isn't just a myth? What if it still haunts us today? What if Cerberus is not just confined to the depths of the ancient underworld? Cerberus wasn't your typical guard dog. This beast was a massive, multi-headed nightmare, created to keep the souls of the dead in check and prevent any mortal soul from escaping the realm of Hades. But there's more to Cerberus than just guarding gates. No, this creature was a symbol, a force of nature that controlled life and death in the most primal way. Imagine the terror of facing not just one head, but three, each one capable of ripping you apart, each one with its own terrifying gaze. And that's not all. Cerberus didn't just scare people. He was a reflection of humanity's deepest fear, the inevitable end, the fear of never escaping death. This was no ordinary beast. It was the ultimate reminder that no one, no matter how brave, could escape the underworld. But let's take a step back. Who created Cerberus, and how did he become this terrifying figure in Greek mythology? His origins are as dark as his very purpose. Cerberus was born of two of the most feared creatures in all of mythology: Echidna, the half-woman, half-snake monster, and Typhon, the gigantic, serpentine god of storms and destruction. When these two forces came together, Cerberus was the result, a creature that embodied their most primal, destructive traits. Raised in the depths of the underworld, Cerberus wasn't just bred for battle. He was bred for duty. His role? To ensure that the souls of the dead didn't escape their eternal punishment, and to make sure no mortal could ever leave the afterlife once they entered. Every soul that entered the underworld had to pass by Cerberus. But this wasn't a casual guard dog. No, this beast was fierce, its snarls echoing through the realm of the dead, making sure no one could escape. His three heads weren't just for show. Each one was a reflection of a different aspect of the afterlife. One head represented death, another suffering, and a last judgment. The very act of facing Cerberus was a reminder that no one could run from their fate. And yet, despite his terrifying appearance and vicious nature, there was a certain loyalty to him. Cerberus wasn't just an aggressive beast. He was bound to Hades, the god of the underworld. His only duty, his sole purpose, was to ensure the flow of souls into the afterlife. For all his cruelty, Cerberus followed the commands of Hades without question, fiercely loyal to his god. And in this, Cerberus was a reflection of fate itself, inevitable, unchanging, and relentless. But what would happen if Cerberus ever faltered? What if this beast, this symbol of death, were to ever leave his post? Would the gates of the underworld remain sealed? Would the balance of life and death be forever altered? There's one myth that tells the story of the great hero Heracles. One of his 12 labors was to capture Cerberus and bring him back to the mortal realm, alive. Think about that for a second. Not to kill him, but to bring him back alive. Heracles, the hero who faced giants, dragons, and countless other monsters, was tasked with capturing this terrifying creature. And yet, even he faced immense difficulty. This wasn't just any monster. This was Cerberus, a creature who was built to be unbeatable. Heracles managed to subdue Cerberus not through brute force, but by using his strength and skill to trap the beast in the underworld and lead him back to the mortal world. But even in his capture, Cerberus retained his terrifying nature. His three heads still roared, and his monstrous form still represented the uncontrollable power of the afterlife. But what does this tell us about Cerberus? It shows that this creature wasn't just a simple beast. It was unshakable, a symbol of how the dead could never truly escape their fate, no matter how powerful or skilled a hero might be. Now, you might be wondering, can a creature like Cerberus really exist? Is there any truth to the stories, or are we simply dealing with a creature of legend? Well, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, we're going to uncover some shocking details that could change everything you thought you knew about this terrifying creature. Cerberus legend didn't die with the ancient Greeks. In fact, the story of this three-headed dog lives on in modern culture, influencing countless films, books, and art. But there's something deeper about Cerberus' story that resonates with us even today. His role as a guardian of the dead, the embodiment of fear itself, makes Cerberus more than just a myth. It makes him a symbol of mortality that we can all relate to. Take a moment to think about it. The idea that death is an ever-present force, one that we can't escape, is something that transcends cultures and time periods. And Cerberus, in all his terrifying glory, is a constant reminder that we can never outrun it. But here's the twist. What if Cerberus isn't just a myth? What if creatures like Cerberus, those deeply tied to the afterlife, still exist today in some form? What if these creatures are not simply legends, but actual beings that still lurk in the unknown, guarding the balance of life and death? This is a mystery that we may never truly solve. But the one thing we know for certain is that Cerberus, whether alive today or simply a powerful symbol, represents something far more dangerous than we can imagine. He's the gatekeeper between life and death, and perhaps he's more real than we ever realized. But this is just the beginning of the Cerberus mystery. In the next video, we'll dive even deeper into the origins of Cerberus, the terrifying creatures that followed him in the Underworld, and we'll explore how Hades himself is tied to these monstrous beings. Until then, remember this: the gates of the Underworld are never truly closed. If you enjoyed this terrifying journey into the world of Cerberus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the next chilling video. And leave a comment below. What do you think would happen if Cerberus walked among us today? Would he be just as terrifying, or would he be something even darker? Let's talk about it.